Shalom. All praise to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations to you, brothers and hope for elect, pushing His word and truth and sincerity. This video is going to be many are called to be destroyed, but few are chosen to be delivered. Okay? So, just kind of been just watching a couple brothers' videos, and this thing came to mind of that fact that just because you wake up and just because you know that you're an Israelite, you know who you are, doesn't mean that you're going to be saved, that you're going to be delivered, or even be worthy enough to be delivered out of here. Okay, so I got a few scriptures I just kind of want to go into on that. This is Matthew chapter 13, verse 47. It says, "Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a net that is cast into the sea and gathered of every kind, which when it was full, they grew to shore and sat down and gathered the good into vessels, but cast the bad away." Okay, so it says that the kingdom of heaven is like unto a net that was cast into the sea and gathered of every kind. Okay, that's this word going out. That's that calling. That's everyone hearing. Many are called. Which when it was full, they drew to shore and sat down and gathered the good into vessels, but cast the bad away. So now you got to separate the good from the bad, or the chosen from that which is not chosen, because no one is going to choose the bad. You're always going to choose the good. Think about if you were fishing and you cast your net out and you grabbed up a bunch of fish, and a net full of fish, and 2/3 of the fish in that net were dead. Are you gonna take that home with you, or are you gonna throw that back? You're gonna throw that back. Okay. You're going to keep the 1/3, which is good, but you're going to throw them 2/3 on back. All right. Verse 49. "So shall it be at the end of the world. The angel shall come forth and sever the wicked from among the just, and shall cast them into the furnace of fire. There shall be wailing and gnashing of teeth." Okay. So it's going to separate the wicked from the just. All right. You're not going to keep the wicked, but you're going to keep the just. That just is going to be that chosen. That wicked is going to be the not ones who are not chosen. All right. This is Matthew 22, chapter 22, verse 14. "For many are called, but few are chosen." Okay. And we're chosen from before the foundations of the earth. From before everything that we see was formed. It was already set. The Most High Power Yahweh already had it set up. Hey, this is who I want, and this is who I don't want. This is who's gonna be in that net or in my chair. This is who's not gonna be in that net. All right. Let's see. This is Matthew chapter 7. Verse 21. "Not everyone that saith unto me, Lord, Lord, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven, but he that doeth the will of my Father which is in heaven. Many will say to me in that day, Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in thy name? And in thy name have cast out devils? And in thy name done many wonderful works?" All right, so it's going to be a lot of those who are not chosen, or those who are the bad or the wicked amongst our people. They gonna know that they are Israelites. All right. There are going to be a lot of people who know that they're Israelites. But what's the key point here? Not everyone that saith unto me, Lord, Lord, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven, but see that? but he that doeth the will of my Father which is in heaven. Okay? So if you know you're an Israelite, but you're not doing the will of the Heavenly Father, you're useless. You got to be thrown back. Only the chosen have a purpose. You know, I just go ahead and say it. Your usefulness as one that's not chosen is to be added fuel to the fire. Is to be stubble, be that wood to help burn the fire. All right. Verse 23. I'm gonna read 22. And many will say to me in that day, Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in thy name, and in thy name have cast out devils, and in thy name done many wonderful works? And then will I profess unto them, I never knew you. Depart from me, ye that work iniquity. And what is iniquity? Sin upon sin. So you know you're an Israelite, you know, but you it's okay to backdoor. Hey, you're useless. You know you're an Israelite, but you ain't even trying to do the work or do the will of the Heavenly Father. You're useless. You know you're an Israelite, and you teaching our people to go off. You're useless. You're working iniquity. All right. It's 1 Peter chapter 4 verse 18. And if the righteous, matter of fact, I'm gonna start at 17. For the time has come that judgment must begin at the house of the Most High. Okay, the judgment begins at Israel. All right, because we're that house. All right. And if it first begin at us, what shall be the end of them that obey not the gospel of the Most High? And if the righteous scarcely be saved, meaning barely, by the skin of their teeth, where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear? Where? They're not going to appear at all. They're going to be cast on back. They're going to be thrown back. They're not going to appear. All right. It's 2 Ezra chapter 8, verse 1. And he answered me, saying, the Most High have made this world for many, but the world to come is made, but the world to come for few. All right. The kingdom of heaven is for few to enjoy. But this world is for many, it's for everybody. You see that? That's why you got a small number or a remnant that's gonna make it. All right. Let's see. It's Daniel 12 and 2. And many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt. All right. That chosen is going to be wake up to that everlasting life. The ones that not chosen, shame and everlasting contempt. You know, now you'll be great. You know, as a matter of fact, not just Israel, but every other nation will be, be better than what they are now. You know, because the righteous will be in authority. You know, and so the people will rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. So the wicked, Esau Edom, is bearing rule, so the people are mourning. But when Israel, when we get in our kingdom, the people are going to rejoice. All right. But it says some to shame and everlasting contempt, because especially amongst our people, you got to remember, you heard this word, and you fanned your hand at it, you turned away from it. Okay, and you gonna know that when you see these prophets and these teachers and the ones that were out doing the work and teaching the word, and they made that sacrifice, you're going to be ashamed. Okay. But I just wanted to hit on that real quick. The fact that just because you're called doesn't mean that you were chosen. Just because you know that you're an Israelite, just because you have woken up or you're awake, that doesn't mean that you were chosen. There's work to be done too. All right. So with that, hope you edified. Shalom.